What if I told you that just one small area of skin on your body, not the penis, no pills, no surgery, could create a dramatic turning point for your sexual performance and strength in the bedroom after age 60? Would you believe it? I know it sounds too simple. You might be thinking I've already tried all kinds of booster supplements devices, and nothing ever truly lasts. But sometimes the answer lies in a hidden place you've never noticed. A deep point within your body just beneath the soft layer of skin where blood vessels, nerves, and muscles silently work together every time you want to feel powerful, connected, and alive as a real man. Hi, I'm Dr. Laura, a urologist with over 20 years of experience working with men in clinics across the United States. And today I want to share with you a story that hasn't been told about a simple therapy I've taught to hundreds of male patients over the age of 55. A treatment that not only helps improve blood flow to the pelvic region, but also reawakens a sensation many men believed they had lost forever. This isn't some viral internet hack. This is a fusion of modern medical understanding and ancient wisdom using a natural oil that's been trusted for thousands of years, applied to an area of the body most men never even touch in their entire lives. If you're tired of feeling like you've lost your edge, if you've ever woken up in the morning and felt like something has changed, then this video is for you. Because in just 5 minutes a night, you can start restoring blood circulation, enhancing penile size, and most importantly, reclaiming the masculine pride that once made you feel unstoppable. I once asked a 62-year-old patient of mine, "When was the last time you felt natural and powerful in intimacy?" He paused, then softly replied, "Maybe 8 years ago. Back when I still thought stress was the problem." That image might sound familiar to you. Many men over 50 begin to notice changes they can't quite put their finger on. Each morning, the natural feeling of morning erections begins to fade. During intimate moments, the time to climax becomes shorter, the size isn't what it used to be, and sometimes the body doesn't respond the way it once did. But instead of asking why most stay silent and accept it, blaming age stress or the idea that maybe they're just not attractive anymore, the sad truth is that many believe the issue lies in desire, that they're too old to care. But let me be clear, the desire is still there. Your heart still craves connection. Your brain is still sending signals of excitement. But something crucial has changed without you realizing it. Blood flow is no longer as effortless as it once was. Blood circulation to the pelvic region is the foundation of an erection. But over time, due to lack of movement, prolonged sitting hormonal shifts, and silent chronic inflammation in the pelvic floor, the tiny blood vessels, those pipelines delivering life to the penis, begin to slow down, stiffen, and sometimes even become blocked. This condition isn't just common, it's the root of most non-medical erectile dysfunction cases. The worst part is that it creeps in quietly. No pain, no warning, but with each passing day, your body's natural response weakens until one morning you suddenly realize, "Why does my body feel so silent today?" And you begin to worry. But worry isn't the solution. Understanding the fundamental nature of the problem is the first step to recovery. There's a truth most men were never taught: an erection doesn't start in the penis, it begins with circulation. Imagine your body as a finely tuned symphony. When you feel aroused, the brain sends a signal of excitement. That signal travels through the spinal cord, down to the pelvic region, and into the nerves that control the muscles and blood vessels around the penis. Instantly, the arteries expand and blood rushes into the erectile chambers like pumping air into a balloon. If the blood flow is strong and steady, you get a firm, healthy erection. However, if circulation is sluggish, if blood vessels are hardened, or if the nerves are weak or less responsive, then no matter how strong your desire is, your body won't respond. And here's the scary part. You won't notice any obvious signs until it's too late. No wounds, no bleeding, no warning bells. Just one day when you need that intimate feeling, your body no longer answers. This isn't about losing control. It's a natural physiological process when blood flow to the pelvic area declines over time. This issue is alarmingly common. According to the American Urological Association, over 50% of men between the ages of 50 and 70 experience some degree of erectile dysfunction, and in most of these cases, the main culprit isn't testosterone or psychological factors, it's poor blood flow to the areas that matter most. You might be thinking, but I still walk fine, I still exercise, isn't my circulation good? The answer is you might have good circulation throughout your body, but the pelvic region is an exception. It's one of the areas most prone to stagnation due to prolonged sitting pressure on the prostate and aging pelvic floor muscles. Most daily activities don't stimulate this area unless you're doing specialized exercises or applying direct stimulation. That's why improving blood circulation in the pelvic region becomes the key. And instead of waiting for some magic pill, I want to share with you a completely natural method using a special kind of oil combined with a part of your body that most men never think to touch, the perineum. Why is this area so important? And why is castor oil so remarkably effective? Let's move into the next section where the solution begins to unfold. One of the most fascinating things I've learned in over 2 decades as a urologist is this. Sometimes the most effective solution doesn't come from a prescription. It comes from a place you've never even considered. I once treated Mr. Harold, a 67-year-old retired train operator from Ohio. After retiring, he felt his vitality had noticeably declined, especially when it came to intimacy with his wife. I still love her just the same, he said, but it's like my body forgot how to respond. After running a series of tests to rule out medical conditions, I suggested he try a method I called the sexual core recovery practice, starting with perineal massage using castor oil. To understand why this method works so well, we need to examine 2 core elements: the type of oil being used and the location where it is applied. First, let's talk about castor oil. This isn't some discovery. In traditional medicine across Egypt, India, and China, this oil has been used for thousands of years to heal wounds, detoxify the body, and restore soft tissue. What makes it special is its ability to penetrate the skin, deeply reaching the muscle layers, capillaries, and nerve endings, places most other oils can't even touch. Castor oil contains a unique fatty acid called ricinoleic acid, known for its powerful natural anti-inflammatory properties. When applied to the skin and massaged in, it doesn't just warm the surface, it relaxes muscles, opens up blood vessels, and helps blood flow more easily to the pelvic region, exactly where it's needed to create strong, lasting erections. And the location. It's a small area medically known as the perineum, more commonly referred to as the space between the scrotum and the anus. It's not a part of the body that gets much attention, but it's one of the hidden command centers of male sexual health. Beneath that soft skin lies the pelvic floor muscles that support the penis and prostate, tiny blood vessels that deliver blood directly into the erectile chambers, and branches of the genital nerves that transmit arousal signals from your brain. By massaging this area correctly with the aid of castor oil, you're stimulating all 3 of these critical biological systems at once: muscle, blood vessel, and nerve. You're not just warming the area, you're reawakening an entire system that has grown dormant over time. And the results can be surprising. But instead of continuing with more theory, I want to share with you a real story where everything started to change with just 5 minutes each night. I still remember the first time Mr. Harold returned to the clinic after 2 weeks of doing the therapy. He didn't say much as he sat down, but then he smiled a gentle, genuine smile I hadn't seen on him since our very first meeting. "Laura," he said, "I got my morning response back for the first time in, I can't even remember how long. You might think that was just luck or a placebo effect." But Mr. Harold was far from the only case. In fact, I've shared this therapy with dozens of men over the age of 55, from a retired Navy service member in Florida to a former carpenter in Oregon to a high school teacher who has been married for 40 years in Colorado. They all had one thing in common: the desire was still there, the love was still there, but their bodies, specifically their penis, no longer answered the way it used to. Mr. James, age 61, once confided that he felt like he was letting his wife down, even though she had never once blamed him for it. "I avoided it," he said. "Pretended to be busy so that I wouldn't have to face that feeling of failure again." But after just 10 days of gently massaging his perineum each night with castor oil, he said, "That area feels warm during the day, now like the blood is finally starting to flow again." That's precisely what we're aiming for: restoring blood flow, reactivating nerve signals, and most importantly, reawakening that deep sense of confidence within your own body. And you absolutely can do this. No doctor, no devices. Just a bottle of castor oil, a little patience, and a few quiet minutes each night. Coming up next, I'll walk you through the step-by-step guide to performing this massage properly so you can begin tonight. Before we begin, I want you to understand something clearly. This is not an exercise routine. This is a restoration ritual, slow, gentle, and profound. It doesn't just target the penis, it works on the entire system that supports an erection, including the blood vessels, pelvic floor muscles, and pelvic nerves. You don't need any special equipment. You don't need anyone's help. All you need is a quiet space where you won't be interrupted, a bottle of pure, cold-pressed castor oil, a clean towel, and 10 minutes of relaxation. The first step is to take a warm shower or place a warm towel over your lower abdomen for a few minutes to help relax the muscles. Then sit or lie down in a position that feels most comfortable. You can lie on your back with a pillow under your head and your legs slightly open, like in a deep relaxation pose. Take a small amount of castor oil into the palm of your hand. About the size of a small coin is enough. Rub your hands together until you feel warmth. That warmth is the signal to begin. Next, place your fingertips on the soft area between the scrotum and the anus, that's the perineum. Don't press hard. Imagine you're soothing a sore muscle after a long journey. Use small, slow circular motions. If it feels comfortable, you can use either both thumbs or the base of your palms to expand the area of contact gently. Breathe deeply. With each gentle circle, you're sending a message to your body. We're waking the blood flow back up. Some people feel warmth, a light tingling, or even slight tension. All of these are good signs. That means blood circulation is starting to return to a region that's been neglected for far too long. Continue massaging for 5 to 7 minutes. After that, you can lightly wipe the area with a towel or let the oil absorb into the tissue. There's no need to rinse right away. Allow the healing properties to keep working as you sleep. Most importantly, stay consistent. Don't treat this as a quick fix. Treat it as a recovery ritual your body has been waiting for all year. With repetition, you'll begin to notice not just stronger erections, but a deep sense of physical control returning, as if you've rediscovered the compass that once guided your masculine power. If you stay consistent with this practice 3 to 5 times a week, something remarkable will begin to happen. But it won't arrive like a lightning strike. It won't be loud or dramatic. It will come the way spring gently awakens a tree after a long winter. Many of my patients describe the first sensation as a natural warmth in the perineal area, even when they're not doing the massage. That's a sign that blood circulation is being restored and the body is beginning to remember the old pathways. These forgotten routes once carried blood to the penis. Next, some report the return of morning erections, not intense, but just enough to make them smile quietly to themselves. Over time, firmness, duration, and natural responsiveness to stimulation improve noticeably. But perhaps the most critical shift doesn't happen in the body, it happens in the heart. When a man begins to reconnect with himself, he no longer avoids, his partner pretends to be asleep, and no longer feels ashamed in silence. One man called me to say, "Doctor, I don't need a pill. I need to know my body can still respond." And he's right. You haven't lost your strength. Your body has forgotten how to operate. Erectile dysfunction is not the end, it's a reminder that blood flow, pelvic muscles, and nerves need to be reawakened. And the most beautiful part is you can do it yourself, starting tonight. Massaging with castor oil is the first step. But if you want to double the results, add 3 simple yet essential daily habits. These small changes will create the perfect conditions for blood to flow freely, the body to heal, and your penis to function fully as you hope. First, stay well hydrated. Remember, this blood is a fluid and it performs best when your body has sufficient water. When you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, flows more slowly, and the blood vessels in the pelvic area, which are already small and sensitive, can constrict. The result is a noticeable drop in blood flow to the penis. Keep a water bottle at your desk and sip throughout the day instead of waiting until you're thirsty. Staying hydrated can make a significant difference. Second, light movement for your hips and lower back. You don't need a gym, just a few minutes a day of gentle stretching, like pulling your knees to your chest, rotating your hips, or doing light squats. These muscles are the circulatory crossroads that lead blood into the pelvic area. When they're flexible and active, blood reaches the penis faster, stronger, and more consistently. Third, reduce prolonged sitting. Sitting for hours at a desk, in a car, or on the couch puts pressure on the perineum, compressing the blood vessels and genital nerves. Stand up every 60 minutes, take a short walk, stretch, or move your legs. Even just 2 to 3 minutes each hour is enough to keep your erectile system awake and responsive. These habits may seem simple, but when done consistently, they form a robust foundation for any recovery method you're following, including perineal massage. You may have spent decades quietly living with disappointment in your own body. You may have believed that erectile dysfunction was the closing chapter of a beautiful part of your life. But today I want you to know this: you are not finished. Your penis is not broken. Your circulation hasn't disappeared. It's simply waiting to be reawakened. With just 5 to 7 minutes each night through gentle movement in the perineal area, you're sending a powerful message: I choose to restore. I choose to live fully. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and share it with your partner or a close friend your age, because we all deserve more years of strength, intimacy, and wholeness. Don't just grow old, come alive again.